Hey everybody, welcome. So today is the day that I finally teach you how to solve this. For those of you who do not know, this is commonly referred as a Rubik's Cube. But I'm going to teach you a little bit more right now. Now, people say a Rubik's Cube. Show me in a Rubik's Cube. N is incorrect. Rubik's is the name. Erno Rubik is the one that made this thing. He's a Turkish mathematician. But this is not a Rubik's brand. This is not a Rubik's brand. Neither is this, or this. Now, the cube design itself evolved from the man named Erno Rubik, which is known for Rubik's Cubes, which is the brand that everybody knows and loves and has caused a phenomenon such as just all this explosion of all these different brands. So we got Moyu, we got Gans, and more Moyu. We got the Valk. I'm not exactly sure. I want to guess Chi-Yi, but there's YJ, Diane. There's all sorts of manufacturers out there now that make premium quality cubes. Now you can take all these open and look at the internals. These two will be the same. This will be different. These will be the same because they're the same kind. And this one will be different. They're all just built internally different. They all support different types of turn styles. But here I'm going to be teaching you how to solve one. Now, if you guys are wondering where I get these cubes, please let me know. If you're looking to start, I have a great cube for you that I will post in the link. It only costs $4, people. Just $4. Now, it's called the Yushin, or a lot of people will see it and say Yukshin, but it's Yushin. It's only $4. I will link it, but this is the Moyu Weilong GTS. I like it a lot. It's becoming my main, but I have my premium cubicle Gans here. I really love it too, but the Weilong is starting to become my main. Anyway, so first things first, before we mess it up, before we get into it, I need to teach you something very, very, very important. Now, I'm going to calm down here. We're going to learn something that you need to know. Now, I will explain algorithm to you. Now, a lot of people are thinking, I don't need all these fancy moves, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I may teach you how to solve the cube without any of this, but if you do come across something and you forget and you didn't have a memory tool, or we didn't set something up, or you yourself didn't correlate a learning idea for repetition, you're going to forget. So that I'm teaching you this, that way you can hop on the internet, look at an algorithm, and be like, oh yeah, it's the fishy or whatever. Okay? So first things first is knowing cube orientation. Now, with the cube, this, you have to hold it like this. Like this. This is how you're supposed to perform your algorithms. Holding the cube with this corner facing you. Yes. You. So this right here, this white layer where it's at right now, this is considered the up face. Here, this one pointing to our right, as you can see, I'm not flipped. This is left side, this is our right side. The red layer is going to represent the front face. Well, it won't always represent the front face, just know this is going to be up, this is front. Now, sorry, this is right. Ha ha, you got me. This is our right face. Right here, right face, right hand. Now, this face right here is our front face. This layer that I've slightly turned, this is the front face. Now this layer that I'm pointing back here, this is our left face, hence our left hand. Even though left controls front, left also controls the actual left face. Now, back here is our back face, because it's the one facing on the very back furthest from us. Now, down here, this face, while we're holding like this, is the down face. Now that you've learned, which I am telling you, if you don't understand, go back and rewatch. That's the beauty of videos, because I'm only really going to show you something once, maybe go over it a little bit, but the thing about this video is I am depending on you to solely pause it, rewind, and review. Okay? I want you to practice, review, rewind, and I will remind you throughout this video. So, now that I have shown you the different correlations of the cube, we now need to learn notation. Now, for example, when we see this, just a U, that means we will be turning the up face, which is the top face, clockwise 90 degrees. Now 90 degrees looks like this. Just one twist. That is a 90-degree turn. Now we will be turning it clockwise, meaning if we were to look just at the face itself, we are turning it clockwise. Now, when we see a U and then an I, like that, that means we will be turning the up face 90 degrees counterclockwise, which will look like this. So from a bird's eye angle of the up face, UI, or inverted, is what it means, which inverted means the opposite way. So clockwise is regular, inverted would be counterclockwise. Again, counterclockwise. Sorry, sneezed, my bad. Anyways, so now there's another form of spinning or rotating the cube. That's when you see a letter represented closely by a number, as you can kind of see from my decent handwriting. When you see a U2, that means you'll be turning the up face. It doesn't matter counterclockwise or clockwise how you turn it, because no matter what you do, it'll be blue will be here, and if I go back and do it again, hey look, blue's there again. Let's match it back up. Let's do it clockwise. There's blue again. So that's why there's not an I representing clockwise or not. So that means you'll turn the layer indicated by the letter twice. So 1, 2, which was an 180-degree turn. Now, we're going to get a little bit more intense here. You ready for this? So we're going to do R, U, R, prime. Now, that's a good one that I should touch into pace. When you see a prime or an apostrophe like such, that is another way of saying UI. And I will be referring to it as prime. So you can see UI or U prime or apostrophe. So let's get back to this. R, U, R prime, U, 2, R. Now, I'm going to go and do an example of this. R, U, R prime, U, 2, R. So that's what it means to do that. So I'm going to reverse all what I did and do it again holding it like this. So we're going to do R, U, R prime, U2, R. So that's how you read algorithm. Now, it will be represented in separations with commas as you go, and when you end that algorithm, you will see a period. So it's kind of like reading English language. You read left to right, not right to left, not up to down. You read left to right, period, start over, typewriter. Okay? So, sorry if you got motion sick from that. Anyways, now that we've got this out of the way, it'll get more in depth later, but this is going to be a basic tutorial. So, I may or may not refer to this notepad later to help us out with the visual representation. Anyways, so now we're going to get back to the nitty and gritty. Mess up your cube. Don't worry, with this video, you will do it. You can do it. Have the mentality that you can. This is not impossible at all. So, my TV's falling asleep again. So just mess her up. Just go crazy. Now, a lot of people do this and think that they're messing it up. They're not doing it by much. Turn it multiple ways. Okay. Looks pretty good and messed up. Okay, so normally when I teach anybody, I tell them to pick their favorite color. Whether it be white, yellow, blue, green, orange, or red. Now the orange is a little hard to distinguish right here, so I will point out that that is orange. Okay, I'm going to pull this same cube and show you that the orange and red really do look very close here. I'll even do it with this cube here to show you that there are different kinds of shades out there. As you can tell, orange and red very well with this, but white and yellow might be a problem for some. So, first things first, I do recommend following along with me to the T on this one. So I'm going to do white. I always do white because it sticks out the very most. Plus, I've been solving on white for a long time. So I know that orange is next to green, which is next to red, which is next to blue, which is next to, and so on and so forth. So first things first, we're going to learn a little bit more about the cube. So this piece right here that I'm pointing to, that is an edge piece. This is your center piece. This is your corner piece. Now, your centers will never, ever, 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 ever move, no matter what you do. Okay? Now, unless you turn it like that and you're holding this, which is basically an R prime. Okay? Our goal here, when starting, is to solve what we call the white cross. Now, I already have an edge piece that's in the right place. I'm taking my white edges and I'm pairing them with their centers. So, to basically show you the end product that we are trying for right now is this. This is the cross. This is your very first goal with solving. Now we're going to mess this up and I'm going to scramble it back up because I know I went way too fast in doing the cross. So I have a similar situation. You may not be as lucky as me and have that white piece there. But anyways, what we're looking for to build that cross is these white edges. So we're going to look about the cube here. So here's one of my white edges. Now, how do I get it up there? Well, honestly, if I look down here and follow it up, it's going to go right there. And it's already facing out. So I just simply turn it, and now it's paired up with my edge in my center. So I'm going to look for another one. Here's another one. So, but Frenchie, if I turn that one up, this one gets put back. Well, here's what we need to do. We need to use critical thinking. What we need to do is turn this, basically perform a U or move it out of the way. You can do a different U to get it out of the way. It doesn't matter as long as you move it. Now that we can take this white piece and go up and have it up there. Look, there's one more on the bottom. So we're just going to turn it. It's right under. Now, a lot of you may get something like that, where it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy, donezoed. And I am just trying to find a way to where I could just royally mess this up again. Because that was honestly very, very easy. Now, here is a very good example of what happens a lot. A lot of people will see this. Their white is in the right place, but it needs to be flipped, and people are like, how do I get it up there? So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest up there to show you how to do this without messing anything up. Now, using our critical thinking, we're going to take this and basically flip it. So we just need to bring it down over here. Again, I'll do that one more time. We're bringing it down over here, or we're bringing it down over here. Once we have done that, we will then perform a U depending on where we put our piece. So I put it over here on the left layer. I'm going to do a U, so that way this can simply be turned and put up. So again, I'm going to do it this way. There you go. Now I've shown you every possible problem that you will have getting the cross. Next, what we want to do, now that we have our cross, now don't get ahead, we're not trying to get the corners yet. We're looking for the edge pieces to match with their centers on all the sides. So example, I already have blue here, but as I look, it's just the blue. Now, there's always going to be two colors that will match throughout the cube. So here is red and green. They have matched, leaving orange and blue separated. Our goal is to switch these without messing up our cross. Now, when we do that, this is very simple. This is an algorithm that I learned at the very beginning of solving that helps you to remember for later, but we're not going to go over that. We're going to go over this. I'm going to teach you here. I may write it down and throw it out on the screen, but here's what we're going to do. I'm going to basically explain algorithm first, then go back over and show how the pieces move. We're going to do an R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, which switches these two. So again, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, which flips them back. Now what we're doing is we're bringing this blue piece down, out of the way. We're going to take our orange piece and bring it over to pair with the orange. Notice that they are paired up with their white. We're going to bring that and hide it over here. Now this allows us to move the up face without tearing our orange pair up, and pair the blue as well as pair red and green. And then all that's left is simply to turn orange back up. Now there's a different thing that can happen. Hey Frenchie, my blue and my green, or in other terms my orange and red, are paired, but they're opposites. So if I do that algorithm you showed me, it doesn't work. Except it'll mess it up to this, where I could still do it. Now, I'm going to show you a better way to solve for that. Okay? So I'm going to fix that and flip it around. So, in green and blue are mixed. We're going to do something very similar. Okay? This time we're going to do R prime, U2, R, U2, R prime, which fixes those edges. So I'm going to show you again. R prime, U2, R, U2, R prime. Now, to show you slower, what we're doing is we're taking the green over like we did when they were paired next to each other in the other case, and we're bringing blue in this specific case all the way around to where blue centers are matching with the white on top. We're going to bring it out of the way like we did earlier with the orange, and we're going to take this green piece we put back up and spin it back to where red, green, and orange are paired, and once they have done so, we still have our blue here, and we turn it back up. Now, this is the part of the video where I remind you. I want you to pause the video, go back and review. I want you to scramble the cube up. I want you to mess up everything you've just done. Everything, and I mean everything. Just scramble it up. You will learn much better this way, I promise. Now, if you don't want to, that's fine. That is your choice, but we are going to continue on. Our next goal here is to get these corner pieces in the right place. Now, I got lucky. This corner piece already fell into place for us. As we can tell, it's in the right place. White is on top. Red is correlated with its correct side. How we know is because of the center. And blue is also in the correct place, coinciding with its color center. Now, our goal is to get the other 3, and sometimes it's a case of 4. Normally, for me, I flip the cube upside down. Now, why I do this and have white facing the bottom is because when I do my algorithms, I can see everything I'm doing. I learned with it like this, which you get to do what you want, live what you want, live how you want. What we're going to do is we're going to flip it. Now, here's my red and green piece. Red and green, both right here. I need to get that piece to there, but it's here. So I simply need to take it up into the top layer and move it out of the way and bring it down. It doesn't matter what piece I put there. It does not matter for now. So there's my red and green piece. So we want to find red and green again and spin to where we're in the right place. But Frenchie, how do I get it there without messing that up? Great question. What we're going to do is we're going to perform an algorithm, and then I'll show you how that piece works. Okay? So if red is facing on the same side and green is up and white is not facing up, we are going to do U prime, F prime, U, F. Now, what that has done is put our piece there. So I'm going to show you how this works. What we're basically doing is moving the white piece out of the way of the layer that we are going to spin. Because if we were to put it over here in this top and we spin this layer, it's going to be affected because it's right there in that same layer. We need to move it out of the way over here, basically where we're holding it so it can't move, and spinning this layer. What we've done is we brought the middle piece up with the edge up. Now we've permutated this to where it's not there. That's okay, because we're going to be moving this layer. Now moving this layer will not affect this, because we're just moving this. We're bringing our red over and pairing it, and white as well, and when we bring it down, we've paired green as well. So I want you to go back and review that and do it over and over. This is a different case that I'm going to touch base on real quick. It's basically the opposite thing. Blue's here, orange is on top, white's over. So we're going to basically do a U, R, U prime, R prime, which brings it into there. But Frenchie, wait, I have a piece where white is on top. How do I get it there? I can't flip it up there without moving all that. Great question. So we need to basically flip this. Now, remember when I said to keep something out of the layer that we're going to permutate it on? Well, you know what? We're going to change that. We are going to turn this to where this is out of the way, and we keep these on the side so we don't move it. We don't want to move this at all because we're going to be moving this. Once we've done that, yeah, it still needs to be flipped, but we're going to move it over here. Because notice when I have put it up here, it changes when you've had it on the same layer. I'm going to try and... So there it is again. Notice how last time I told you to move it out of the way because it would be changed from doing this. We're going to leave it there. And we're going to move this layer, because when we move that layer, white's on the side now. So now we're just going to move that white and orange and green out of the way to a layer that won't be affected, and we're going to put this back. Notice that nothing else has been messed up, and now white is on the side. So here's orange. We're just going to put it in place. Now, once you've gotten to this part, scramble it. Do it all over again. Yes, do it again. Reminder. Okay. Now, our next goal is to get these edge pieces all the way around the cube. Now, I'm not going to do parts tutorial. I am literally going to go bowl straight through this because I don't want to make multiple videos, and you have the glorified pause and play button that you can use over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so here we go. So red and green needs to come down here. Notice how red and green pair with their centers, but wait, we don't want to mess this up. So we're going to be doing an algorithm. With the red paired up with the center and green on top, not this way. You want to pair the edge facing the center with its correlating color. In this case, we have red and green on top. We're going to be doing a U prime. Sorry, let's start over. We're going to use U, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F prime, U, F. And notice that has fixed that. Okay. I won't really do too much explaining on that, but I'm going to touch base on it again. Okay, so I've quickly flipped it to where it would be on the other side to touch base on how we solved this one. Same concept, except green needs to be paired over here. Now the algorithm has changed because it's over here. We are then going to do a U prime, F prime, U, F, U, R, U prime, R prime. And that has put this here. Now if you watched, you'll notice that how it kind of moved. What we're basically doing is we're moving this away, bringing this layer up, and having white separate. Now it's separated over here, but as you notice, green's on the top. Now when we do our F to come down, the greens will pair and the reds will pair. And what we're doing is simply moving it out of the way over here, so we can turn this layer up, so we can bring white, green, pair it, and pull it down. Make sense? Awesome. Doesn't make sense? Watch it again. Still doesn't make sense? Comment down below. I'll be more than happy to help you. So now we're just going to go through and find the rest. There's blue and red. Awesome. Now we got green and orange. Awesome. What's next? Red and orange. Cool. Now once you've gotten to this step, it should look like this. You have solved what we cubers call the first two layers. This is layer 1 and layer 2. It will be correct when all the colors are matching throughout the first entire 2 layers. Our next step, by the way, reminding you, scramble it up, get back here, and do it again. Our next goal is to get the cross on top without messing anything else up. Sounds impossible, doesn't it? Well, it is not impossible, and I can guarantee that. So here is one of the multiple cases you will have. This, what I've heard from a lot of people that are kind of learning and have learned from multiple people, this is a good memory device for you guys. In my head, it doesn't make sense, but you're trying to get fishy, the little fishy. I don't know why they call it the fishy, even though it's a cross, but probably because this yellow square is flipped up and these 2 yellows are there. Anyways, we're getting the cross though, but this is one situation you will have. Now, given this certain specific situation, you have these 2 yellows here and these 2 back here. You do want to perform the following algorithm with the yellow basically pointing to you. Notice how it kind of makes like an arrow shape pointing towards you. Not pointing to your right hand, not pointing to your left hand, but pointing to you because of this corner facing you. Now, we're going to perform the following algorithm. We are going to perform F, R, U, R prime, U, F. Now, that's changed the game, Frenchie. It didn't give us the cross, it gave us this line. Or T, which the corners, in this case, don't matter. We're worrying about just the edges. Yeah, that's right. This is to permutate the top layer a little bit differently, so that way you can get the cross. Now, once you have the line, you want to hold the line diagonally. Facing you, it could be facing... You can have it turned any way you want, as long as it's going straight across, basically. we're going to do the same exact algorithm again. We're going to do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now, lucky me, all yellow's got on top, but honestly, it's not solved because we still got some pieces moved. Now, I'm going to mess this back up and show you the different kinds of permutations you'll have. Now, sometimes you'll get this. Just the center and all the yellows are on edge pieces. You know what, kids? It's easy. We're going to do the same algorithm again. We're going to do F, R, U prime, R prime, U prime, F, which gives us our arrow. So we'll simply make it to where it's pointing to us. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F. Hey, look, straight line. Do it again. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F. Cool beans. Now pause, mess it up, do it again. Congratulations, if you're to this point, you're ready to move on. So here, just like in the beginning, we're pairing our edge pieces with our centers like we did with a white cross without messing anything up. And again, two edges will always pair. In this case, I have red and blue and orange and green are mixed. Now this algorithm is important that you get this right. Otherwise, everything else will mess up and you'll have to start over. Now, with this being like this, we are taking the right side here, this one, not this one, this one, and making it face us. And we're going to perform this following algorithm. We're going to do R, U, R prime, U, R, U, 2, R prime, U. Now, as you notice, this has fixed, and these are intact. Now, I'm trying to set it up to where two opposites are facing because like before we had it where two opposites, I can't get it for some reason, I don't know why, but you'll do that algorithm you did for like before where you went down like this, but at the same time no, but you know what I mean, the green and blue are flipped. You'll do the R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, U, because once you've done that where the opposites are flipped, once you perform that you will get this case again where these two are opposite or next to each other. Hold it right here, the right side, R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Now, once you have done that, scramble it up, get it back there again. I want you to be proficient. Now, very much like getting all the corner pieces in the right place, we just need to get them in the proper orientation first. Now, this is my favorite algorithm. I don't know why, but I have a way to help you remember because it's so complex. Here is our red, blue, and yellow piece. This piece is in the correct place because red, blue, yellow. It's in the right place, but it just needs to be twisted. This is not in the right place, this is not in the right place, and this is not in the right place. So, what I want you to do, holding the correct one in place. Now, for example, you may not have any of these corners in the correct place, so you can start with it anywhere. But it's very important that if you have one, you will have one if you can one in the correct place most of the time. But if you don't, like I said, do this algorithm until you see one in the correct place, and then it is important that you hold that correct one in the top right corner, so basically facing you. Here you are going to do R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L, U. Now we'll look around again. See if anything's changed. It has. And see, I didn't do it right because my my corner pieces are in the wrong place. So I'm going to do U, R, U prime, L prime, R, sorry, U, R prime, U prime, L. Here it is in the correct place. I must have forgot the U first. That's a big thing I forget to tell people. Holding it in the top right hand corner, U, R, U prime, L prime, U prime, R prime, sorry, U, R prime, and then L prime. You get what I mean. You saw it happen. I'll post this algorithm in the link in the description. So nothing happened here, but this is still in the right place. So here's this memory device. This guy doesn't want to go. Ah, what was that? My notepad fell down. It scared me. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so this guy, this corner piece, doesn't want to party, but his roommate wants to. So he is going to slide out of the way so his roommate can come up. This is his roommate. And he's going to meet someone at the party. Now he's come back to close the door. The next door neighbor wants to come up and go party too, but he's not in the way. So he's just going to come up and go out. Now because he's gone out, this guy got done waiting too long from partying, came home and went to sleep, and then later this guy comes back and goes to bed himself. Now notice that these two are in the correct place and these two are in the correct place. Red, blue, green, red. Now, Frenchie, what do you mean they're in the right place? Well, I went over this. You should know this. They're just not flipped right. So now this comes to the easiest part of the Rubik's Cube. The easiest algorithm in the world. Okay? Holding the cube with the one layer, the one cube that's not right. Now, if all four are in the right place like this, they just need to be flipped. You can start on any one. If you have three, sometimes this will be flipped and you have three. Start with one solved on the left and the one that you need to solve on the right. Here we will be doing R prime, D prime, R, D, and that's the algorithm. And we're going to keep repeating that. Yellow's on top now. And even though you got yellow on top, it's very important that you do that final D move. Once you've done that, holding the cube in the same exact position, you are just going to simply perform a U. And I tell everybody down, over, up, back. Down, over, up, back. Down, over, up. Now, when you get to this position, it should be self-explanatory for you. But for those of you who are still struggling, red's right here, and red is also right here, and here's also red. You just need to turn this layer up here, and then turn this layer up here. Now, once you have done that, the cube itself is solved. Mind blown, right? So, quick review time. Quick review. Okay. And would you believe it or not, there are much faster people out there. Okay, so there's our white center. We need to get the cross. My monitor doesn't fall asleep again. Cross. Edges, we need to get those paired. 1, 1, 2. Need to fix these. Flip. Now we need to get the corners in the right place. I got lucky again with that corner. Once the corners are in place, the white will be done. First layer is done. Here's our T's. That's how we know we did it right. Don't know if I went over that. Now, we get the edges. Gotta find an edge. So that's orange and blue paired. There's that. Green and orange. Red and blue. Now we're looking for red and green. First two layers are done. Now we're getting the cross on top. Now we're getting the edges. These two have paired. These two are not. Paired. Paired. Now we're looking for a corner. It's in the right place. Did nothing. Do it again. Now, all four in the right place. I just need to put them in, like, orient them. I'm just going to speed up for the sake of the video. Where'd it go? See, that is when I mess up. I've messed up royally, so I'm going to fix that. See, alright, so this is a prime example of what I was trying to tell you earlier. Red and opposites are messed up. So having it face you basically with the blue in the right, which will mess it up to where these two need to be fixed. And you just fix those. No sides were correct. Orange and blue. They're in the right spots. Now I had a problem where I double turned, like I almost did right there. Now, if any questions, comments, concerns, please voice them. I am here to help you. I am here to make this simple. Now I know I turn a lot faster than a lot of other people, but there are people that turn insanely faster than me. If you want to know who one of them is, Felix Zamdegs. He's been one of the biggest names in cubing history. Now, he turns it ridiculously fast. There are a lot of other people that can turn it like him. I can't hold a candlestick to him. He used to be the world record holder for the 3x3, but now it's Lucas Edders. But he holds the world record for 4x4 and 5x5. And I believe 7x7. I can't remember the gentleman's name who has the 6x6 right now, but yeah, he's the biggest name. Anyways, guys, please comment below. Let me know if you need help. Let me know if I need to break it down again. I know this was a 45-minute video, basically, but I wanted to touch back and let you learn in just one tutorial. Not have to look in parts, not try and find parts. It's all in one video. It's all right here. If you know me in person, please come up to me and say, hey, what was that one part where you did this? I will show you on the spot. I always have a cube with me somehow. Always have one with me. It keeps my hands busy when I have the jitters. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you all for your support, for supporting me with this specific addiction, because I have a lot of cubes, and it's a good hobby of mine. With my next video, I'm planning on doing it tomorrow, and the reason why tomorrow is I have more cubes coming in the mail. For those of you who know me are probably going to slap me and be like, yo, why? Well, you know what? I got another Waylong GTS, except for the parts are black. Well, not black, but gray. And I'm going to do what we call setting it up. Now, for those of you who are watching this, like, what is setting up? Basically, in a setup, I'll take the cube completely apart. I'm talking caps off of this thing, like that. I'll be taking this piece off and lubricating it. And I'll even be showing off the Cubicle's new silk, which has been back ordered for the longest time, and I finally got some. It's finally coming in. But guys, please let me know if this helped you out. Let me know if you need help. I'm more than happy to help you. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I just want to spread my love for doing this, my hobby. And I want you to understand. Anybody can do this cube. There is no math involved unless you count knowing the difference between a 90-degree turn and a 180-degree turn, and counterclockwise and clockwise math. Anyways, guys, this is Frenchie. I really hope you enjoyed. See you later.